Hello, beautiful people. Aloha and welcome. And by the way, I noticed, maybe you noticed it as well, that I start almost every podcast episode recently with these words. Hello, beautiful people. Aloha and welcome. And every time I say these words, something in me just smiles and gets all like happy and like, wee, I'm recording again. So, hello, beautiful, amazing people. Aloha and welcome to this new episode of Touchful Podcast. I'm sitting here in front of this mic, my eyes are closed, I put my hand over my heart and I get ready for intimate conversation, a contemplation with you, contemplation about change, bringing change to this world and being change makers. And I would like to share my perspective with you on what it means, how I understand it, how I feel it, how I practice it, and why I say that we all are change makers, whether we want it or not. But before I dive deeper, and I cannot wait to dive deeper, but before I do that, I so much want to do the practice that we do at the beginning of every episode. So if it feels okay for you, if it feels safe, if it feels right, I invite you to put your hand over your heart for a moment and close your eyes if it's safe. Feel your heartbeat, your beautiful heart, your precious heart, and allow yourself to take a deeper breath to your heart. Beautiful inhale and long, juicy exhale. And once more, allowing this breath to soften your heart, relax your heart and relax your whole body with a beautiful long inhale through the nose and long exhale through the mouth. And I invite you to feel that you are not alone in this moment, that we are in this together. It is such a powerful thing to say. We are in this together. My heart connects to yours. And it is my intention to speak straight from my heart into yours. So I invite you to feel that our hearts are connected and that in fact it is not just a one-way communication, but a deep, beautiful, intimate conversation of our hearts. That is my intention for you, for me, for everybody who listens to this. Especially that the topic that I would like to bring on today and contemplate on is a big one. It's about being a change maker. One of my mentors, she uses this word a lot. Change maker. She calls us change makers, people who work with her. And at the beginning, I really didn't like it. I was triggered by this word. There was something about this idea of being a change maker that felt scary to me. And I think that it is because it was partly triggering my wound of not enoughness, the illusion of not enoughness. So when I was hearing a word, change maker, that would immediately make me think, what? Who? Me? No, maybe other people. They are better, they know more, they have more experience, they have bigger audience, they can make a change. They are change makers, but me? Who am I to be a change maker? So that would trigger my trauma response, my response of not good enoughness. And for quite a long time, I didn't have a good relationship with that word, change maker, and with this idea that I could be a change maker. I would think to myself that maybe one day I will be a change maker. when I have a bigger audience, when I know more, when I have more experience, when I have more courage, when I am more open, when I will speak better English, when I will get more clarity, when this, when that, then maybe I will step into the role of a change maker, into the position of a change maker. But for now, nah, I'm not a change maker. Other people are, but you have to be a somebody to be a change maker. I wonder how much it resonates with you, and what does this word bring for you, change maker, when you hear it, and when I tell you that you are a change maker, whether you want it or not, and I'm going to prove it in this episode. I wonder how it lands in you, how it makes you feel, what kind of thoughts come to your mind right now. How is your heart feeling when I say that we all are change makers? Because it just hit me quite recently and inspired me to make this episode today. It just hit me during one of my meditations, morning practices. It landed in me that I am a change maker. It is a fact, just like I can say that I am a human, I am a woman. That's a fact. And it's exactly the same fact that I am a change maker. And I don't need to do anything to be one. I already am a change maker by the very fact that I exist, that I am a human, which means that we all are change makers. Because think about it, a change maker is somebody who makes a change, who brings a change, who makes a difference. And just the very fact that you exist makes a difference in this world. Your very existence brings a change to this world. Your very existence changes something that I call the tapestry of the universe. I like to imagine the universe, the world, like a great tapestry made of countless little threads, and we are these little threads. And just the fact that you exist changes the tapestry of the universe. So you are a change maker. That is non-negotiable. Just because you exist, you change this world. You change somebody's life every day. Your words bring change. And you don't need to be an influencer. You don't need to have a podcast. You don't need to be visible on social media. You don't need to be famous. You don't need to show yourself to the world like some people choose to do. It's enough that you speak to your partner, you speak to your children, you speak to your colleagues at work, to strangers on the street, and that brings change. Your words bring change to this world. Your actions bring change to this world. And again, you don't need to be an activist. You don't need to, have a charity or do really grand thing, really courageous things or amazing things that deserve a Nobel Prize. Your actions, every action that you take, brings a change. Your smile, the fact that you helped somebody, that you texted somebody, this makes a change. And I started to look at my life like this. I stopped negating that I am a change maker. We all are, whether we want it or not. And I don't need to do anything to deserve it. I don't need to be wiser, more influential, more experienced, or whatever to bring change to this world. That's the whole point. That's the illusion that we fall into. We fall into the illusion that a life of one single person doesn't matter that much. What kind of change I can bring to the world? Where guess what? you can, and you have no idea. That's the beauty of it. That's something that makes like my brain explode. We have no idea what kind of change we can bring to the world. You have no idea how much your smile can change somebody's day, how much one word that you say can change somebody's life, how much something that was seemingly insignificant to you, that you allowed somebody to be before you in a line, you have no idea how much this can change somebody's life. I like to say that we don't see our own greatness. We will never fully be aware of how much our own existence changes this world. I remember a long time ago, one of my yoga teachers, she would often say that without you, there wouldn't be anything. Without you, there wouldn't be anything. That's how important you are. That's how important you are. So when I allowed this to land in me, this idea that I am a change maker, just because I exist, that makes a difference. When I embraced this, then what was left was just simply the level of awareness or the level of consciousness that I want to bring to my existence. If just the very fact that I exist brings a change to this world, and if I allow myself to embrace it, if I allow this to land in me, then what do I want to do with this? What do I want to do with this power that I have, that everybody has? Power to change the world. And I deliberately use such big words, to change the world, because again, I think that so often we have this associated with something grand, that, to change the world means to find a cure for cancer or end poverty or bring peace to the world or something like this. We tend to think, for some reason, our human mind tends to think in this like really grand ideas that is changing the world. But what if we start really small? What if you assume that everything that you do changes the world? Because that is the truth. Just allow this sink for a moment. Logically speaking, that is the truth. Everything that you do or you don't do, your inaction also changes the world. Your lack of action, your lack of doing something is also doing. So it also changes the world. So your very existence changes the world and you cannot help it. But what we can do is to then bring more awareness into how I want to change this world, how I want to change it. What do I want to bring more to my life? What do I want to bring more to the lives of those people who are around me? Do I want to bring more love and beauty and connection and truth and intimacy and health and fun and joy and appreciation? Or do I want to bring more closure, resentment, regrets, anger? You see where I'm going with this? This is very simple. And it's not about the fact that now out of a sudden you need to just become this superhuman who is just always kind and generous and never gets angry. It's not like that. We will fuck up. We will get angry. We will be breaking our promises. We will do things that we later regret. That's what being a human means. But then again, when I do something that I regret, when I do something that I'm not proud of, how do I want to show up for that? So to me, Ultimately, recognizing that I am a change maker means taking the responsibility for my life, recognizing that my life is so precious and it's so powerful that it can change the world. My existence is so precious and powerful. So I want to take the responsibility for my choices, for my actions. And again, it doesn't mean that I will never ever again do something silly or stupid or make a mistake or do something that I regret. But when I do this, how I want to take responsibility for that. What kind of change I want to bring to the world. I keep asking myself this question over and over again, since I allowed myself to feel that, okay, I am a change maker. Then what? Then what change I want to bring to the world? This world is different because I exist. So I will leave this world when I end my life, when my physical human existence ends. This world will have changed because of my existence. So what kind of change I want to bring? How do I want to change this world? And again, don't let yourself be distracted by this mind chatter of like, okay, now I need to do something amazing and grand and like I said, cure cancer or end war. No, it's not about that. It is about, first of all, your own life, your own existence, and then how it changes your family, your partner, your friends, your colleagues, your neighbors. And that is, at least for me, a very powerful idea, almost a scary idea sometimes. Once I stopped, negating that, okay, I am a change maker, once I accepted this, then it took me a moment and I feel that I'm still in this phase of like, okay, that means accepting a lot of responsibility. And checking with myself constantly, every day, is this a change that I want to bring to this world? Is this a change that I want to bring to this world? This thing that I do right now, does this bring a change to the world that I want to bring? This thing that I'm saying right now, how I behave, what I do, what I choose, is this a change that I want to bring to the world? I keep asking myself this. And sometimes the answer is yes, and sometimes the answer is no. But it is about awareness, responsibility, grace, recognizing the grace of being a human, a grace and privilege, what it means to be a human, and embrace it and live this life as beautifully as we can, with all the fuck-ups, all the mistakes, all the dead ends, all the regrets, with all that, embracing it as a part of a journey, a great journey, a journey of change, a journey of making this world a different place. With every breath that you take, this world changes. And yes, these changes are tiny, they are almost sometimes microscopic, but they are. Every breath that you take changes the world. So I invite you to contemplate on this. Allow this to touch you, to transform you. How would you show up knowing that it really makes a difference? And you don't need to be rich or famous or influential to make a difference. Every time you show up, it makes a difference. Even if nobody sees you. This is something that I like to kind of like play with and dive deeper. Because I live on my own in quite a remote place, and there are moments during the day when nobody sees me, nobody hears me. I don't share anything like I share now on a podcast. I don't share anything on social media. I don't talk to my friends. I'm just on my own. Maybe I am in nature. Maybe I am at home, just on my own. And even then, allowing myself to feel that this makes a difference. This brings a change. The way I am with myself. There was a whole podcast episode about it, about this deep, intimate, loving, kind relationship that you have with yourself when no one's watching. This changes the world. Let's have a breath together and allow this idea, this thought, this truth to land in you. You are a change maker. You are. And let this inspire you. And the more I am feeling into this, being a change maker, the more I feel that it really is not about what you do, but about who you are when you do it. Yes, like I said, your words, your actions, they make a change. But it is not about focusing so much on what you do, but who you are when you do this. I feel that this brings the greatest change. It brings the change in me. It brings the change in the world. Who I am and who I want to become more. Who I am and who I want to become more. So, taking my example, I could easily say that I am a change maker because of what I do, because of the Lomi Lomi massage that I do and that I teach, because of this podcast, so because of the things that I do. But again, that is a dead end, at least for me. This leads me to a conclusion that I need to focus on what I do, and my value is in what I do. And I really believe that it's not like this. That my value is in who I am. And the recognition of the truth in me, recognition of my true nature. And my true nature is the nature of a change maker. My true nature is the nature of love. My true nature is the nature of deep, intimate relationship with life, connection with life. That is my true nature. And when I recognize that, when I bring more of me, more of my truth, more of my authenticity, more of my essence into what I do, then what I do becomes more impactful regardless of what I do. I could be doing Lomi or I could be selling groceries. It doesn't matter that much anymore. Because what brings the change, what makes a difference, is my essence, my uniqueness. So, another thing to contemplate on, how much you is in what you do, how much of you bring to the world, because that is what makes the greatest impact, that is what makes the greatest change, and that is what we are all here for. Yes, we do different things, we have different professions, we have different interests, we have different talents and gifts and superpowers. That is all true. But it's not these gifts and superpowers that make you you. It is through these gifts and superpowers and talents and things that you do in your profession or your hobby that you can express more of you. You can bring more of you, more of your essence to the world. To make a change, to make a difference. So sometimes I think to myself that, maybe a time will come when I will not be able to do Lomi anymore, or I will not want to do Lomi Lomi anymore or teach it anymore. But then this will not take even a bit of my ability to bring change to the world. I will find different ways, through my smile, through my words, through my actions. So don't place your worth, your ability to bring change, don't place it in your profession or what you do, but who you are when you do it and who you want to become more. That is the change that will be showing up in the world. Who am I when I'm doing all these things? Do I bring more of me? Do I bring more of my truth, of my heart, of my soul, of my essence? That's the point of it. That's the point of it. And I feel I want to stop here for now and leave you with these contemplations and leave me with these contemplations. That's the beauty of making a podcast, that I always end up richer. I always say things out loud that I never said before, and then I have something to contemplate on my own and to dive deeper into this and to feel that my own words are changing me. And one last thing that I would like to mention at the end of this episode is I believe that one of my superpowers and one of my talents is my voice. And I very much believe in the power of words. That's why I create this podcast, and that's why I will keep creating this podcast. But recently I started something that I called love transmissions. And these are short messages that I leave on a private channel on Telegram app. Messages of love, messages that come to me in my meditations, in my practices, or sometimes during Lomi Lomi sessions. And they are like 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. A moment when I want to just grab my phone and record a short voice note, something that is way too short for a podcast, but I still want to leave a voice note for myself and for everybody who would like to listen to that. So if you like my podcast, if you like listening to my voice, you might want to check the Love Transmissions. It's a paid subscription, and I will leave you a link to information about Love Transmissions. And if this is something that you would like to join, then you are very welcome. And again, thank you so much for today. Thank you for you. Thank you for choosing to spend a moment of your precious, beautiful life with me. I put my hand over my heart again. I feel my heart. And I feel your heart too. I feel that we are connected, that we are one, and these are not just empty words. I feel gratitude for you, for your heart, for the change that you bring to this world with your own existence. And thank you for you. I love you dearly, and I will talk to you soon. Again, aloha. I wish you a beautiful day or a beautiful evening, depending on when you listen to this. Bye-bye.